Welcome back. This is the MJ Show. I'm your host Mihir Joshi, and I have a very special guest for you today. He's someone who has been in the music industry as a music director for just a couple of years, but he's been in music pretty much all of his life. He comes from a musical family. You're gonna find out all about his relations in the music industry. You're gonna find out about all the hard work that he's put in for many years before he became a music director in 2014. We're gonna find out about the movies that he's made music for. In fact, he's got a song coming out in a film which is going to be released in a very short period of time. We're going to find out a lot more about this man, and who am I talking about? Well, check this out. So, want to welcome to the show the absolutely fabulous Amaal Mallik. Hi, man. Good to have you on the show. We've been talking to each other, trying to figure out a date in which we can both meet up. He's not been well. Abhi New Year khatam hua hai, party karke aaye hain. But now he's here. We're going to talk to him about a whole bunch of things. Let's start as I always do at the beginning. I mean, okay, now you've become a music director. 2014 is when you kicked things off with Jai Ho.
Yeah.
Then Khoobsurat mein Gana hua, which was beautiful, Naina. And now you've just released a new song, right? From a film called Roy.
Suraj Duba.
Suraj Duba. So we're going to find out about that because that's where he's at right now. But to get to this point where he's become a music director, songs release हुए हैं, there's a lot that went behind it, right? It's not like अच्छा you decided चलो आज music director बनते हैं and somebody came and said अच्छा हाँ चलो सलमान खान came and said आज बन जाओ music director मेरे लिए गाने बनाओ यार. So there's a lot of hard work that's gone into getting to where you're at. So let's begin. How did it start off?
See, I belong from a completely musical family. So there was like music happening left, right and center.
Yeah.
So since I am about 8-10 years old, 8-10 साल की उम्र से the people around me, my uncle, my grandfather,
Uncle is?
Anu Mallik, my dad Dabu Mallik, and my grandfather Shri Sardar Mallik. So all three are
family of musicians.
They are legends in their own right.
Correct.
So when I was growing up, the atmosphere at home was like music sittings ho rahi hai, directors are coming. So there was not a moment without music.
Correct.
So unknowingly, बच्चे पढ़ाई कर रहे होते हैं. My mother is from a very educational background. तो चाहती है बेटा पढ़ो, 10th करो, degree कर लो. तो वो एक चलते ही रहता था. But you're born with music because you are from this family.
Correct.
So I couldn't escape it. And ऐसा कोई pressure भी नहीं था that my dad wanted कि music director बनो या ये बनो. But at around age of 10, I remember someone had gifted me a small जो बच्चों को कैसियो देते हैं ना खेलने के लिए just have fun. तो वो दिया था and I left thousands of other things to only spend time with that instrument.
Lovely.
So my parents saw this and they thought कि there must be something. कुछ तो जो एक ही instrument पकड़ के he's just sitting there playing something. So they enrolled me into a music class, a piano class, and I started learning music from Xavier Fernandez, Tony Pinto, Benny. They're all really great pianists and musicians.
Right.
So सबसे सीखते and I got into, I loved, my sole instrument is the piano. So I mastered the piano, and Trinity College of London is one institute which holds exams here in the city and gives you a degree for music. So I started training in Trinity College and I had completed the course. But somewhere, I got little bored of the point कि, एक repeated चीज़ है कि there are too many rules है कि यही होना चाहिए, music is like this. And I always wanted to break free कि why should this chord only come या यही आना चाहिए. Music can be जैसे आप बनाना चाहो.
Right.
And then I finished this and I was like कुछ अलग करना है, and that's when I got introduced to rock music, jazz and everything. My growing years in school, in college was rock bands completely. Led Zeppelin se leke, there was U2, there was all these guys who have, maybe you're also a singer, so you know this and you love all these artists. So somewhere down the line, my life has been around rock music. I really love rock music.
Nice.
And एक चीज था, then my father had told me that you have now gotten into this. You have to know that it's a very tough line.
Absolutely.
Music बनाना अलग है, music films के लिए बनाना is something else only. It's not, you don't make it for your own thing.
Right.
You can't just make anything. It has to go in a film and a lot depends कि गाना hit होना है. बहुत कुछ, there are too many factors. And I was around 15-16. तो my 10th standard got और मेरे लिए एक वो burden था कि ये 10th खत्म होना पहला एक life में 10 obstacle होते हैं. I was like पहले ये जाएगा, फिर ये खत्म होएगा, then I can always do my music.
Correct.
So I finished 10th and I told my dad I want to pursue music. I don't know what outcome kya hoga, I don't know, I don't care, but I want to do this. So he said, what, have you made anything, any step progress toward it? तो मैंने बोला हाँ एक धुन बनाई है, I made this, उसी साल मैंने बनाया था, and I had never played it to him. I said कुछ बना आप सुनो. That's when I played him my first composition, which was at the age of 15.
What was it? Do you remember what it was?
It was a musical piece. It was not a song.
But do you remember what you had composed?
Yeah, I still remember.
Okay, so before we finish this segment, I want to hear that. I want to hear the first thing you ever composed and showed your father. So you made that and you played it to him, and what did he say?
So when I played that tune to him, he said, the composer streak hai, like you have it, wo to, I can see it.
Right.
But now the thing was that in my family, apart from my grandfather, he was a learned musician in Hindustani classical, he knew, and he used to collaborate with a lot of musicians at his time and listen to a lot of Western music. So he had that influence Hindustani and jazz, which was something very not happening at that time.
Almost unheard of, yeah.
So, and I was lucky enough कि मेरे childhood के years में, like my uncle's family and everyone, you know, after their marriages and everything, they had all shifted out. But I got a chance to stay with my grandfather. We all stayed in a house together.
Right.
So those 10 years of my life, from the age of 5, 6 to 16, I spent with my grandfather Sardar Malik ji. So my training in Hindustani music has been from him. There was no formal training in that, but the way I saw him mix jazz with Hindustani music and all, तो बहुत सीखने मिला. So he told me, and even my grandfather told me that you should be a learned musician,
right? Because
my father and my uncle are not, you know, they're not instrumentalists or music producers, programmers. They have never gotten into that, but they are talented. They can come up with a song, you know, just sitting, ऐसी बातों में they'll come up with a song. That's a different breed of people.
Right.
So he said that may come to you, not come to you, but you should learn how to program music, how to use Logic, Nuendo, software.
So that is another aspect which he said you must get into. So before we go into more of your story, why don't you play us, you know, one of the earliest tracks that you've played, the one that you played for your father. Let's hear that.
This track is called Tu Hi Tu, which I've made at around the age of 15, 16.
Wow, okay.
So I will just give you a glimpse of it. It's not yet released, so I think it's the first time on your show.
हाँ और कोई कॉपी मत करना यार. इसका सॉन्ग है, सुन लो. MJ शो पे सुना है.
I've been alone since you've been gone. तेरे बिना मेरा है कौन? मैंने खो दिया तुझे पाके जाने क्यों? 'Cause all that I needed was you. Tu hi tu, just you. Tu hi tu, just you. I've been alone since you've been gone. तेरे बिना मेरा है कौन? मैंने खो दिया तुझे पाके जाने क्यों? 'Cause all that I needed was you. Tu hi tu, just you. Tu hi tu.
Beautiful stuff. We're going to take a very short break and be back right here on the MJ show with Amaal Mallik.